where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Today, we are honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And joining us this morning, we have got Wesley Stoker, a fourth grader at Harry C. Withers Elementary School in Dallas, the winner of the 26th annual Gardere MLK Jr. Oratory Competition. Good morning. Are you awake yet?
No.
No. I can appreciate his honesty. I think this might wake you up, or at least our viewers. Can you give me that reaction you had when you found out that you won? Okay, see, that'll wake anybody up. You told me that you were surprised. You hadn't heard your name. You thought maybe you would be a finalist. What was going through your mind when you were up there?
I thought they were gonna name everybody and then they were gonna say the top 3, but no.
But no, there you were, a winner. Now, let's talk about this year's topic and what it had to be. Really, it's a big topic for elementary kids. So how did you come up with your speech?
Well, I thought about ideas, and then I wrote them down on paper, and then I researched Dr. King's quotes and stuff.
So you really dug deep to make sure you fit the right element, and you told me that you have a favorite part of your speech that you wanted to share today.
Yes.
And what is that?
I may not look like Dr. King, but I believe like Dr. King.
Why did you think that was important to mention in your speech?
Because it doesn't matter about our skin, it just matters about the content of who we are.
Big things coming for this one. Congratulations again on your win. I'm going to let you have the floor and tell people at home a little bit about your speech, and go ahead and take it away.
I wish the world was not so complicated. I think that all people need to speak their thoughts if something bad is happening. If I don't speak up when I see someone hurting, then I'm hurting them too. Dr. King faced many challenges, but he stayed committed to his work. I wish that we all had the courage that he did. I wish we would all be friends with our neighbors and see that we have more in common than we think. Dr. King said, "In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." I may not look like Dr. King, but I believe like Dr. King. Like me, you don't look like Dr. King, but like me, you have the choice to believe like Dr. King. We can believe in equality, love for our neighbor, world peace among all nations and races. But it takes you and me to work together toward the achievement of these beliefs.
Whatever you do, never, ever stop moving forward. Thank you.
It's a great message right there, continuing the tradition of honoring the late Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. 8 talented 4th and 5th grade students from Dallas ISD took the stage for the annual Foley Gardere MLK Jr. Oratory Competition, and they delivered speeches, really delivered, answering the question. And here's the question: what would Dr. King say to the children of today's world? Joining us this afternoon is the winner of the competition, and it was some stiff competition out there, Jasira King. She is a 4th grader from William Brown Miller Elementary. Also joining is event chair Michael Newman. Great to have you both today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I like that you've got the banner on today too. If you win it, you better wear it. Tell me about the competition this time around. Pretty stiff competition here, and this is for a great cause.
Yeah, so Foley Gardere has been doing this for 27 years. That's a long time to be running this competition. We view it as an opportunity to give back to the community, and what better way to give back to the community than give these young 4th and 5th graders the opportunity to speak and talk about the legacy and message of Dr. King. Celebrate MLK holiday at the same time. So it's one of our great events.
And it keeps his legacy alive too, because Jasira, I know that you all have been learning about MLK in school.
Yes.
Tell me what you think of when you hear Martin Luther King Jr. What does that bring to your mind?
I don't just think of a man. I think of a dream. I think of a passion that we should complete.
I love that. Well said. Were you nervous about doing this?
Not
or did
really.
This just come from the heart?
Not really yet, because it came from the heart, because I really admire him, so I really wanted to speak about him and share my thoughts about him.
Now, so you learn about him in school, but did you see that and think, I want to know more and find out more and learn more on your own too?
Yes, I had to dig deeper to create my speech. And I found some really great facts, like at the end, my quote, I love that quote.
Can you tell us this too? This sort of runs in this family now.
Yeah, so Jazeera is the fourth sibling, fourth king child to be in the competition. She had an older brother that won, I think in 2013, and 2 other siblings have been finalists. So she's keeping the king tradition alive. She is the last of the king children, so she will be the last of this group, but she did an incredible job. Did her family proud.
And I think we're going to hear some of that incredible job that you did. Are you going to give us some of your speech today?
Yes, I will be delighted to.
Yeah, take it away. Stage is yours.
March 24th, 2018. During the March for Our Lives demonstration in Washington, D.C., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s granddaughter, a 9-year-old black girl, just like me, stood on stage holding hands with a white student survivor of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School mass shooting. Even though the purpose for that march was to stand up and speak out against violent victimization, I believe the spirit of Dr. King still rejoiced because he saw so many people, including children, whose skin were various shades of color, who love and pray in different ways, and who came from diverse economic and cultural backgrounds. This meant the labor of the civil rights movement was not in vain. Dr. King was a man of integrity, intellect, and initiative. When there are problems, he peacefully protested with a purpose. When there are obstacles, he organized with an objective. When the madness would break out, he'd march with a meaning. So here we all are, over 60 years after the start of the civil rights movement. What do I believe Dr. King would say to the children of today's world? I believe he'll start with an apology. He'll say he is sorry that the light of love has not been strong enough to overcome the darkness of despair. He'll say he is sorry that you adults were not willing to go through the sacrifice, suffering, and struggles that is required to cross the finish line of justice and equality. He would apologize to us children because the people of this world have allowed the fear of our differences to be greater than the faith in our commonalities.
Very well done. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I have to say, the name Jazeera means bold and courageous, so she definitely lives up to that name.
Your parents picked the right name. You're doing a wonderful job. What do you want to be one day?
I want to be a veterinarian surgeon.
Okay. Sure you don't want to be a public speaker?
No.
Maybe on the side. I think you've got some talent in that. Thank you for being on with us today, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
Thank you for having us.
He held up the mantle of peace. The vision of excellence and education that was afforded Dr. King also allowed him to dream big for people all over the world. He once stated, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education."
Oh yes, that is Dallas ISD 5th grader Tristan Whitfield, and I believe he's joining us from home. He is the winner of the MLK Oratory Competition. Good morning to you, Tristan.
Good morning.
How are you feeling this morning, coming off of such an amazing weekend and a big win?
I'm feeling very excited and happy, of course, that I won and everything. I'm also happy that all my hard work paid off.
Absolutely, and I know you heard one of these questions during our show this morning. How long have you been working on this speech, and what did you learn about Dr. King that you didn't know before?
I've been working on this speech ever since like August, I believe. And something I learned while like studying about Dr. King and his vision was I learned a lot more about him and like what he stood for in school or like outside of school.
And you know what? We only heard just a little snippet of your speech during our show this morning. So I want to hear more of that. If you can go ahead and recite your speech. This is for our Facebook audiences, so we won't have to cut you off this time. Give us your speech here this morning, Tristan.
Okay. Hello, my name is Tristan Whitfield, a student that is interested in exploring the question, how would Dr. King assess our progress in achieving his vision for America? I will share my ideas of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. shared with the world as he imparted the dream of hope. As a Black man born January 15th, 1929, 92 years ago, his parents and family dreamed of a world that would afford him an education. Their push for excellence allowed him to enter college at the age of 15. That's real advancement. He held up the mantle of peace. The vision of excellence in education that was afforded Dr. King also allowed him to dream big for people all over the world. He once stated, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education." There was some progress that we know he would be proud of. Segregation was ended. His marching and speaking let the world know that he saw the injustices, the lack of love for all people, racial injustice, economic injustice, and civil injustice. I call it no justice. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote many speeches on love and hate, but what impressed me most was his saying, "He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps perpetrate it. He who accepts evil without protesting against it is really cooperating with it." Dr. King's vision for America was so aligned with the belief that people should want to see the betterment of mankind. The progress noted in America's abolishment of slavery is that it is illegal. Now children of all races can attend school together as well as learn to read and write without penalty. Jobs are available for all who are interested in working. Also, the purchase of homes and land is now permissible. Our civic duty as citizens of the United States even granted us our first African-American president, Mr. Barack Obama. That, I'm sure, exceeded the hope Dr. King envisioned in his I Have a Dream speech on August 28, 1963. I know there can be a safe space known as America. Who wants to be judged by anything but their actions and things out of their control? Dr. King envisioned a world of love, not hate. Dr. King's assessment of our progress in America, he would ask, what will be our continued progress? We must continue to search our own hearts, drive out hate, and remember why his dream was even necessary. We must live by Dr. King's quote, "I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." Thank you.
My goodness, Tristan, as you were going through your speech, I'm sitting here just smiling from ear to ear, and I know your family is so incredibly proud of you. Congratulations again, the winner of the MLK Oratory Competition. Tristan, anything else you want to say to folks just about this whole experience and what it was like for you?
Well, this whole experience was very exciting. Of course, getting announced just as one of the finalists, I was so excited. I was like, even if I don't win, I've tried my best, and that's what matters.
Absolutely. How did you stay on top of your studying and all of that in school, as well as make sure you were preparing for this competition?
Well, over the winter break, that was one of the main days. Like, I studied every day for 30 minutes at like the last week of winter break, just to make sure everything was good. But during school, when I had free time, the teacher that helped me out with my speech, she would take me and then we would go practice until I had work to do.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Brings me back to my middle school days with our English teachers. They would always try to get us ready for speeches. Tristan, thank you again. Again, congratulations. We are all so, so, so proud of you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we lost Dr. King due to the hatred of the color of his skin and nonviolent leadership during the civil rights movement. He reminded us that you can kill the dreamer, but not the dream. Although Dr. King would be very disappointed if he saw the problems in our world today, I am in the mindset and belief of one band, one sound. I believe in order for us to improve our nation, we need to make intelligent decisions and moves that will positively improve the lives of people from all cultures and backgrounds. I know that Dr. King would be proud of how we stand up, advocate, and support for what we think is right and fair, considering the social justice, educational, political, and entrepreneurial leaders that have risen during these challenging times. Dr. King's words, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. This represents the new generation of leaders that seek to transform our communities, cities, nation, and world. While I stand before you this day, I charge each of you and myself to fulfill Dr. King's legacy and create a better world for ourselves and our future generations. As we all have the power to, just do it and make a difference in our own spheres of influence to fulfill the hopes, prayers, and dreams of Dr. King and to all our ancestors. Thank you for your time.
Oh, yes! Round of applause.
Good job.
Great job.
How old are you?
10.
10 years old. How did you feel when you won? This is such a big deal.
I feel great.
Now, who brought you today?
My dad.
Your dad, okay. And tell me, how long did you have to practice for this? Dad?
Every day.
A lot? Your dad said a lot.
Dad said a lot.
Every day?
Yes, sir.
So now what's next for you? Going to become a big speechwriter?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Anything's possible, right?
Anything is possible.
Is there anything else you want to say before we head to break?
No, ma.
Okay, I think he said it all. You did a great job. Dad, you did a great job too. Thank you for bringing him in this morning.
I'm so proud of you, and you're looking good too.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job.
This week's freeze forced some North Texas cities to delay their Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebrations. Fort Worth's parade is now tomorrow and Dallas's is on Saturday. And it also delayed our chance to introduce you to the winner of the 32nd annual Foley and Lardner MLK Jr. Oratory Competition. We talk about it every year. We are correcting that now.
Yeah, joining us this year is the winner, Aiden Body, who is a 4th grader at Thomas L. Marsalis Elementary, and also the managing partner of Foley's Dallas office is Michael Newman, who is with us here as well. This is the 32nd year for the competition. I imagine it is as fierce as ever.
It is as fierce as ever, but we're thrilled to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. This year we held it at SMU for the first time on campus at SMU McFarland Auditorium, where Dr. King spoke 66 years ago to a sold-out crowd. So it was exciting to bring the kids back to speak at McFarland once again.
Okay, Aiden, how excited were you to win?
I was very excited.
Were you surprised or were you kind of expecting it? You've been working on this.
I was surprised.
Okay. Now, you gave this speech on the same stage at SMU that Dr. King spoke on nearly 58 years ago. Did you know that before going into all this?
No.
That'd put a lot of pressure, right?
We didn't want to put all that pressure on the kids, but it was very exciting. They actually spoke from the exact same spot from where Dr. King spoke on campus, so it was pretty thrilling.
Well, and we've been doing this a while. We've been hearing these excerpts for quite a while, and I imagine every single year you've got to be impressed by what the youngsters, what this generation, has in store for us.
Oh yeah, they knock my socks off every year, and this year was no different. And Aiden's speech, he has a riff on his payday, which you'll hear in a minute, which is really about equity, fairness, and I think he really brought it, and the crowd really responded to what he had to say.
Well, let's not keep you waiting any longer. Aiden is going to perform part of his speech. We're going to let him have this moment. So Aiden, we'll get out of your way, okay?
Today is our payday. If someone says you're not good enough, say no, it's my payday. If someone calls you bad names, say no, it's my payday. If someone says you can't have this job, say no, it's my payday. If someone says you have the wrong skin color, say no, it's my payday. If someone says you can't live here, say no, it's my payday. If someone says you can't go to this top college, say no, it's my payday. How would Dr. King reflect on the 60 years since his I Have a Dream speech? I think that if he was still alive, he would tell us that it is now time to speak up and claim our money from the bank of freedom, prosperity, and peace. Today is our payday. Thank you.
Woo! Well done,
Very
Aiden
well
Body.
done.
I can see why you were the winner. I'm sure it was stiff competition, but that speaks even more to your work. Congratulations, and thank you for being here with us this morning.
Okay, expect big things from you, young man. Thank you both. Appreciate it.